Monstrous. Error. Oh, that is Moka Only. And he's on the phone.
What up? I'm on the phone.
He's on the phone.
What's up, world? What's up, Ontario?
Error. Oh, yes, y'all. Back again. Not too much, man. Just chilling here. How's things on the West Coast?
Damp.
Damp?
Yeah.
That is an okay thing.
It's November, isn't it? Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's December. Yeah, it's December.
It is December.
Things are great, man. Things are good. Plodding right along.
Word. Plowing right along in the snowplow.
Plodding and plowing. Plodding as in Plodding.
Okay.
Plodding. New word for you people, for you youngins who are vocabularily challenged.
I am, literally, because I need to read more.
No, not you. When
no,
I say
but
young, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Our new generation Y is what they call it.
honestly, that's a real good point to make, because I feel like a lot of people, even in just general emails and stuff, have no way of communicating properly anymore nowadays.
Nobody seems to know how to spell anymore. You know what I'm saying? Blame the internet and blame technology because, you know, everything's spell check.
Yep.
Like the phone corrects it for you. So when you're in a situation where it could be really devastating. Say you had to sign some official papers, or a musician signing some record contracts, and then they can't even spell. It's just not a good look.
Not a good look. No, definitely not. No, and that's the new generation, though. That's what it's going to be. It's scary. It's scary to think that, you know, even just simple mathematics, how much that got destroyed once the invention of the calculator came in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like nobody knows.
Just gotta keep optimistic, I suppose.
Yes, right? we try to be. Glass is always half full.
Glass is always half full. Exactly.
Or
forever an optimist.
It's just completely
forever
full.
In blue jeans.
I like that.
Diamond. Yep.
Word up. So you got some new projects you just released, of course. Got the Martian Xmas 2014 was just playing one of the joints off there.
Nice. What'd you play?
I was playing Elton John.
Elton John, yes. I've seen all positive reviews so far from the album, except for one website gave it an overall positive review, but they were confused. Like, why is this song called Elton John? None of the lyrics allude to Elton John. But you know what? I mean, fair enough. If you're not a fan of my music, you may not pick up on the fact that absurdity is one of the main fuels that power this engine. You know what I mean?
Definitely. They got to understand that.
Yeah, the song doesn't have anything to do with Elton John. And when we say in the chorus, freaking people out like Elton John, because Elton John is a flamboyant character. He freaks people out in like a certain manner of speaking. You know
he does.
Ever since the beginning of his career, with like all that crazy stuff he was wearing and just like some of his material, like it freaked people out. They needed it. They needed to be freaked out. So we were just saying we're freaking people out like Elton John.
I like it. The backstory.
Yeah, there's always a backstory. And this is what I want. This is what I want between artists and their fans and reviewers. Let's talk about the music. Let's make it more storied, you know what I mean? Let's not just have it be a disposable thing where you just get a project, you listen to it with half an ear, and move on. Like, we've got to break away from those trends in today's society where everything is, you know, it's hot one second, then passe the next, and you just forget about it, and there's no actual dialogue. Dialogue is what will keep humanity going strong as a whole in the future. That's what's going to make us become a better world. The lack of dialogue, loss of that, it will be our destruction.
100%. I feel that. I think for music, it's so important. I think when I saw evidence I'm sure other artists have done this, but like when he released Cats and Dogs, he did this little video segment where every single song he broke it down and kind of talked to the camera a little bit and said like, this is why I made the song, this is the inspiration that caused it to happen, kind of how the beat came together, how the artist on it came together and everything.
Did that, huh?
Yeah. It's a dope little, like, just every single song he breaks down the whole Cats and Dogs album, like letting people know about the behind the scenes story of every song. And like now that you just said that about like sparking dialogue and stuff, it's really honestly, and as soon as I watch those videos, I'm like, wow, more artists need to do this. I want to get on this band before.
I've done video where when I put out Airport 6, I did exactly the same thing, broke down every track on video, what it meant to me. And prior to that, when things were more physical release based with CDs, the majority of the CDs I put out in the early 2000s had a track-by-track breakdown, like a story behind everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, even I know in your like album art and stuff for, I think, Low Down Sweet, I think I was reading through it, and like, yeah, you broke down like every single track, like this is what kind of inspired that, and like you wrote it down. And when they're
recorded or whatever. I mean, that's the school I come from. Like, I'm not putting myself above, no. I'm just saying that's where I came from. Like, you ever pick up a jazz record, anything from like the 60s and 70s, the back of it usually has a writer who's outside of the immediate circle, like, talk about the album, break it down, give a synopsis of the artist and whatnot. I want to see more of that. Like, this isn't a fucking game. A freaking game. Pardon the language there. It's an art form, and I think we need to treat it as such. You don't need to be like too corny about it, but let's give it more. Let's give it the respect it deserves. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. More listening parties
is just one angle of that. Like, even people listening right now, don't you want to call in? Don't you want to ask, like, questions? Let's talk about music. Let's talk. Let's be one. Why does it have to be, why do things have to be so separate and disparate now?
Definitely.
There's no reason. You're not getting anything that way. You get a glimmer of perhaps what the artist is doing or whatever. I mean, everybody's free to have their own interpretation when they view or listen to art or be a part of it, but it can be so much more. Without the dialogue, there's no community. Without the community, there's no real art.
I think that social media has helped a lot in that way, like Facebook and Twitter, and being able to connect with your fans directly, because people who listen to your music can directly hit you up and be like, yo, I really like this song and this is why I like that song, or like how it touched them.
Double-edged sword. The social media has helped and hindered.
Big time.
It's helped because we have the access. Anybody can hit me up on my Facebook page and ask me questions. We can talk. I'm more than happy to create this personal relationship with fans. You could be listening right now and pick up the phone and call in. Like, we could have a party. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, with social media, when everybody, there's a lot of crap out there, and crap has floated to the surface, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you open up your Facebook page, and you may just be inundated with just a nonstop flood of mishmash, and it can be a little off-putting.
How do you navigate?
You want to pay attention because you're so distracted by it, this constant stream of stuff.
How do you like navigate that, like being hit up by so many different people and being able to know which ones to message back and which personal relationships that you actually want to cultivate and continue with your fans, and which ones, like,
you have to just gauge it by your own. You just have to use your own intuition, you know what I mean? I mean, even for me, like, it's not like I get like 20 to 100 questions a day. I get the odd things, and I'm more than happy if I had the time, I would hit back, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just have to play it by ear, just like anything else in life. Use your discretion and just try. I want to have a better connection with my fans. I want to let them know that, like, yeah, sure, I do the art. I'm not necessarily above you. I'm just a person with a talent. Just like you may be a plumber. I don't know the first thing about fixing pipes and sinks like that. You have a skill that's above me. doesn't put you above me. It's just different skill set. Everybody's got something to offer. But being that, that we're they're hitting me up because they appreciate the music, I'm more than willing to talk about it. You know what I mean? And respect them as a person.
Yeah, I enjoy
Unless,
that.
of course, they're a complete flipping idiot. But I don't think my fans are idiots. I seem to attract people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Cool
sure.
individuals, which makes it cool. Like I know other artists that they do shows, and they may have like people wilding out and going crazy on them at the show or whatever. For the majority of the shows I do, the people that I can tell are real fans, we have sane, rational, logical conversations.
Mm-hmm. Not on some craziness.
What I like, you know what I'm saying?
How many?
Like
what's like the weirdest psycho fan story that you have of like somebody that was just like somebody that was way too invading of your personal space?
Well, that happens occasionally, but like I just said, like the majority of my I haven't had too many of those experiences because usually people are level-headed. I had the odd person that I'm like, wow, this person has showed up at the last 5 shows in a row, and they got kind of a crazy look in their eyes or whatever. People make me things. You get the typical stuff like underwear being thrown, which is creepy. I don't want to touch your underwear. I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you for sure.
I don't have it bad as some people, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, the type of person I am, I try to wear my heart on my sleeve on my music, and I seem to attract similar-minded people.
Yeah, what you put out there, you get back.
Yeah, so we're knocking on wood that I don't have any like really twisted experiences with sociopath fans or some shit like that.
It's freaky.
Yeah.
Freaky. But yeah, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your new project that you just released with Illa J. And I got a chance to, when we were on that last tour, when we were in Montreal.
Oh, you mean the single?
Like, the Explosives.
The Potato Head people?
Exactly. I'm loving it. It's probably one of the best tracks I've heard in a long time, and it's just got a really good vibe, like just the beat, the production. Illa's part on it, your part on it. Just it's a killer tune. How did that all come together? And why did what can you say about the release of that track?
Well, I mean, it's not my release. It's Potato Head people, and it just features us. But Potato Head people are in Torchlight Commission. Torchlight Commission's an idea I came up with over a year ago of a collective, not necessarily a crew, a collective of like-minded musicians who all know each other that are on the same vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, same vibe. We all know how to do beats, and we all know how to do raps. And, kind of like, if I had to make a comparison, kind of like what the Native Tongues movement was many, many, many years ago with De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, etc. Sort of like, that's the idea where we're going with. We work with each other. We don't need to do albums together, but we could. Like, there's plenty of chance for collaborations. Illa, in particular, I've met a few years ago through my boy Frank Nitt of Frank and Dank, and I don't think this happened. I mean, you meet like-minded individuals, and you just start building over time. And I asked if he wanted to be down with this Torchlight Commission idea, and he's definitely eager and into it. So that's just about that. We just been working and building on tracks. Like I said, the whole premise of Torchlight Commission is that we are similar. We like, we're not identical, but we're all similar. Everybody, we all have there's a common theme, a common thread musically and texturally with what we all do. Mm-hmm. It's very hip-hop, no doubt, but there's something else there. There's something else unspoken. We're all jazz fans. We all like that type of texture. We believe in pushing the boundaries, but not leaving the boundaries of hip hop, if you know what I mean. You know, like, you're not going to hear me put out a track where it's just like bleeps and bloops with a couple odd rhyme couplets here and there backwards. You know, I'm not going to do that. We can experiment, but the idea is there's a vibe in hip hop that came and kind of seemed to have burnt out before its time. You know what I mean? Whether it's a group like a Tribe Called Quest or like a Slum Village or whatever. So it's kind of like, with the name even, we're carrying the torch. We want to continue in those footsteps, which is why you haven't seen the crew expanded. And it's like, you know, we are discernibly picky about who else may join the fold. Like, you know what I mean? You have to have those ideals and influences that we so far all share. I had a couple of really good musician friends of mine ask me straight up, I want to be in tours like Commission. How can I? And I regretfully had to be the one to say, you can't. I like your music. You're good at what you do. You're awesome. But we're not on the same wavelength musically of what this crew is trying to maintain. You know what I mean? And it hurts to have to tell that to people that you're close to and people that you respect their music and you like it. But it's just one of those things, you know, we're trying to stick to an aesthetic, because if we weren't, then what's the point of it? There's a million crews out there that just come and go, but they don't have themes.
Yeah, no, it's just a mismatch of whoever.
A theme and bring those magical vibes, you know what I'm saying? A bit of, not mysticism per se, but a mystical experience, something that goes just, you know, a bit deeper than just raps and like good beats, you know what I mean?
Yes. That's what's been missing in today's more of today's music, is just, you know, the soul's been missing and the actual feeling. We talk about it a lot.
You said it right there. The soul. Exactly. The soul. Period. A soulfulness, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily like a soulfulness in like Motown or soul music.
No.
The soul of hip hop.
Yes. That weird connection energy that you feel when you listen to something and like you connect with it, you completely understand, you resonate with it.
Daydream. It makes you imagine scenarios in your head. It's what I've always wanted to do. And another reason why we banded together to make this happen is because it's proven there's strength in community and there's strength in numbers. You know, one person can do a lot of great things on their own, for sure. They can be a catalyst for tons of things. But until they have like minds around them that are doing the same thing, I mean, how far can you truly go just on your own? We all need helping hands.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Life lesson, period. It's not even music, you know.
A lot of people really, really don't understand that, and they stay independent and like, oh, I'll do it. I got this. I can do it myself. Like, people need to recognize,
and you know what,
it
Rob,
helps.
You know, Rob, I mean, I'll be the first to admit that was me. Like,
no, I was like that at a time, for sure.
Like, horribly, to where it was starting to become detrimental in my career. I wasn't meeting new people. I was not open-minded about working with more musicians. I was firing managers left and right because they didn't seem competent, and I couldn't get them on the same page. I'm like, I'm just going to do everything myself. Well, it's been extremely and excruciatingly difficult. And this has all changed over this last season, you know what I mean? I've really opened up my mind. I mean, we need each other. People need each other. We don't just want or desire each other's company. People genuinely need other people.
Yep.
And it's okay. It's a beautiful thing.
We learn from each other, I think, when we get a chance to talk like this and have dialogue, like we were saying earlier. It's like that's where you get that magic to happen, is like you spark a conversation, and the more that you talk about things, the more you get to know yourself, and also you get to know the people around you too, like on a deeper level than just like, hi.
Absolutely. And that's what hip-hop could be. That's what any music genre can and should be. Community and sharing. Like true sharing, not just, here I'm sharing this thing on my Facebook that 80,000 people are going to ignore. Which, and you know what it all comes down to, aside of just legitimately trying to build relationships with each other, it comes down to us we got to make better art. We have to.
Mm-hmm.
For art's sake, and humanity's sake, and for our own sake. If you're living and existing, what's the point of not becoming a fuller version of yourself? You may as well just die. You know what I mean? I don't mean it literally. I just mean like you're going to die spiritually.
Mm-hmm. You'll die inside.
What does a plant do? Look at any plant anywhere in the outdoors. What does a plant do? It gets bigger. It simply gets bigger. Its leaves and branches extend to become the fullest version of itself that it can be. That's what humans inherently are meant to do. And we've created such a convoluted society that we cut and trim our limbs all the time, so to speak. Now, I don't mean to sound so cryptic. That's not my intent. But, be a plant. Be a tree.
Grow.
Keep reaching. Yeah.
Yes.
Grow.
Yes.
Otherwise, what's the point?
That's weird, because while I was driving today, I was like driving by these bushes, and I was like thinking about how in the wintertime how it stunts their growth, and like because they can only like go so much, and then they gotta like kind of like come back inside themselves and kind of cuddle up for a little bit until it comes out, and then they can reach out again. And I was like thinking now just about how, that in aspect of like ourselves and like things that we put on ourselves to like stunt our growth, and like, oh no, we need to come back inside ourselves right now. It's a little bit too cold out there. Something's not feeling right. You know what I mean? Where we just gotta get out there and grow.
Man, and I've stunted my own growth so much, which is why like I feel I can be at liberty to speak on this, because I myself will admit I was to blame for stunting my own growth. Now I've been inspired, and I realize what I got to do, so may as well pass on the message, you know what I'm saying? There's so much more I want to do. And you know what? A lot of people want to grow. They want to reach out. They want to get in better positions for themselves and for those around them. But unless you state your intention, how the heck's anybody going to know?
Yes. Yes, that's so key, like stating your intention.
Like, seriously, like, I wanted so much more for my career, but I wasn't saying it publicly. I wasn't letting people know. So how can they know? Because as far as, the internet can be a very, it can be deceptive in the sense that you may see an artist put stuff up on their Facebook or Twitter, and it may look like their career is really pumping, and you know what I mean? Like, oh, this person doesn't need any help or whatever, but it's a lot of it, everything on the internet is an illusion. So unless you state your personal intentions of what you wish and what you desire, I mean, how people are going to know? People generally aren't mind readers, Some are gifted, some can, but generally they're not. And so I just, for everybody around me, man, I want to state my intentions where I want to go. And I just want to elevate. That's it. I want everybody around me to elevate. And I think my intuition is telling me that's what's happening, man. For a lot of artists I know, great things are happening for them. The music industry is appearing to be healthier, get healthier. It's getting back on its feet. The dust is settling. Vancouver just opened up a brand new HMV store. We haven't had a retail box record store for years.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That's ginormous. Wow.
Several people, high-ranking individuals in the music industry are saying record sales are up.
Yeah, well, we see it every time we go into record shops when we're out on the road. We always pop in, and every record shop's always buzzing. There's always people in there. You never walk into a record store and it's empty.
For sure. But still, there's a difference. I mean, the mom and pop stores, for the most part, a lot of them have survived the fallout. But the retail stores that sell mixed mediums like HMV, Tower Records, Virgin, or whatever, a lot of them have gone the way of the dodo bird. They're dead, defunct. Now they're starting to come back. I think it's a significant statement that reflects what's going on now. Because I think, like maybe the world's starting to caring enough to at least combat piracy. I don't know. Maybe there's a collective conscious growing that we really need to put more value on art.
Yeah, I think that's happening for sure, and I think there's artists high at the totem pole that are doing a lot for the culture. Like just to toss it out there, like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, two great examples of people that are making like real good hip hop music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the top of the game right now, and that's what people are gravitating towards. So with those guys making that kind of music, it's allowing the listeners to be like, wow, this is out there. There's something with feeling, something with substance that's still left in this world. Let's search for that.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Word up, word up. Well, you keep coming with it, man. Always so much substance in your music, so much feeling, so much good vibes, good vibrations. You can't listen to a Moka record and not catch a smile for sure. So
appreciate that. I just want to let everybody know, I'm working on a new album right now. It's going to be some next stuff. It's going to be called Magical Weirdness. And
yes.
Hoping for like a late spring release. New label situation, new management, new booker, like, it's an exciting time. I'll just put that. I can't, not yet at liberty to exactly explain what's going on, but it's going on.
It's going on. It's going on. Well, awesome, man. Much respects. Looking forward to it. Every time I talk to you, you're always working on a new album. So excited to hear the new music and enjoying the stuff that's already out there, man. It's a blessing. Thanks, to have a good relationship with you, man. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. And let's catch up off air soon.
All right, sounds good, bro.
All right.
All right, peace.